Have you ever been on a second date and the person across from you locks eyes with you and says, "I've never felt this way before. I think you might be my soulmate." And in that moment, a part of you melts, but then maybe another part of you tenses up. And that's exactly what we're unpacking today. Hi, my name is Michelle McGowan, and I'm a licensed clinical counselor and the creator of Red or Real Flag, the series, where we decode emotional moments in relationships that feel romantic, but might actually be risky. Okay, so let's get to it. So on the surface, being called someone's soulmate can feel dreamy. It's that kind of thing that we see in movies or in fairy tales or on television. But when that happens 2 dates in, before you've even had a real disagreement, before you've even had the opportunity to share anything vulnerable, or before you even know each other's middle names, that can raise a big blinking question. Is it real or is it a red flag? So let me set a little bit of the scene for you. Let's talk about Kayla. So Kayla met someone on a dating app, let's call him Jake. And their first date, it was magical. They talked for hours. He walked her to the car. He told her he hadn't felt that connected with someone in years. Then on the second date, they're at a rooftop bar and he leans across the table and says to her, "I know this might be crazy, but I think you might be my soulmate." And Kayla, she laughs, but she feels it, that fluttery swirl of flattery and fear all at once. So she goes and tells her friends, and they say something like, "Wow, he's really into you." But maybe her body's feeling a little bit something here. Her body's telling her that, maybe something ain't right. Something's a little bit off. So here's the thing. When somebody projects this type of intensity on you early on, it's usually not about you. It's about them. It's about what they need you to be to them. It's not attunement, it's idealization, because real love builds over time. It's not easily downloaded like an app or declared like a magical spell. Love is earned through conflict, curiosity, and repair. So when someone comes to you and says that you're their soulmate on date 2, you might need to just take a pause and take a step back and ask, have they seen all of me yet? Do they even know me? Or do they just like how I make them feel? And feeling is important, but relationships are a lot deeper than that. And a lot more go into that, especially a soulmate type of relationship. So in therapy, we talk about something we call a fantasy bond. And a fantasy bond is a false sense of closeness based on projection and not on reality. And a fantasy bond usually forms quickly and it forms intensely. And just as quickly as it forms, it can burn out and turn into control. So Jake didn't want Kayla. Jake wanted the idea of Kayla. He wanted that fast track connection to bypass the uncertainty, the risk, and that slow vulnerability of real intimacy. And here's the trap. If you've ever felt unseen in childhood, or ignored in past relationships, or starved for emotional nourishment, being told you're someone's everything can feel so intoxicating. But that's not foundation. That's just fantasy. But is that the case always? Is this always a red flag type of situation? And my answer to that is no. Some people are just romantics. And those type of people do say things fast because they're expressive. But the difference on, is this just a romantic expressive type of person, or is this a red flag type of fantasy bond situation? The difference is the follow through. So then you have to ask yourself, do they respect your peace? Can they handle your boundaries? Are they building something slowly or skipping the steps to get the reward? Because real love doesn't rush intimacy, it builds. So if someone calls you their soulmate on date 2 or date 3 or date 4, I want you to pause. And instead of leaning into that fantasy, try leaning into curiosity. And maybe ask them, what makes you feel that way? What do you think you know about me already? Or what is it that you know about me already? What is going slow in a relationship like to you? Does going slow in a relationship scare you? If so, what scares you about going slow? Because here's the truth. Intensity is not the same as intimacy. Those are two vastly different things. And if you're someone who's always craved the instant high of being chosen, being loved, or being obsessed over, that might feel like love to you. That intensity might feel like that intimacy to you. But it might actually be a test of whether you can choose something healthier this time. So if you've ever been swept up in a moment like that and later realized that it wasn't what it seemed to be, you're not alone in this. And in the companion video that I made about this, we're diving in deeper into how fantasy bonds form, what childhood wounds drive them, and how to spot the difference between fast love and false love. So I'll see you there.